3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? Happy Sunday. Welcome to another SafeX live stream with me and Aaron.
What's going on, guys?
It's been a highly eventful week that has just passed. I think Aaron has like the thick of the news, but I'll just jump in and announce how we're launching the version 1.5 of the SafeX, the TWM wallet. And there's a bunch of new features in the TWM wallet. So there's like a few bug fixes that were present in the pre-release. If you downloaded the pre-release, it would say like antiviruses, there's no recognized developer. That's because it wasn't signed by the company, the World Marketplace company. These ones are signed. These updated, this update will feature the signed version, so antiviruses will know who it came from. And then, it's jam-packed with new features, new way to display products. The merchant section has the price pegs, the price oracles, so you could attach a listing to a national currency like USD or Australian or Euro. So that's an important feature. Bunch of little changes occurred in the wallet on the merchant side with Aaron's input. And the whole reason for 1.5, it's an intermediate release before the version 2. As you know, the blockchain is a protocol, and we launched that last year. And then there's an interface into that protocol, and that's the one that I'm working on, the TWM wallet. And that shaped, Aaron has helped shape the future of that wallet and to be much more intuitive for vendors. So that being said, anticipate this week that version 1.5 will be there, and then there's a lot of really exciting stuff Aaron's been working on. So maybe you want to take it away and talk about those things.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you so much for all those orders of when we tested those flashlights, Osprey bags, and the other products we launched until now. Because of that, we're able to, we're speaking with a couple of more people. We're gonna this week launch about a dozen brands that are going to be available. At competitive pricing, very competitive pricing. It's going to be everyday household brands that you can for example, there's going to be some coffee, some different stuff. A lot of exciting brands are coming on. Now they're coming on by the dozen, and there's going to be stocked heavily in each one of those SKUs, and that's going to be this week. Super pumped.
So that's the incredible news. Super huge thanks to everyone who's participated in the marketplace so far. Since we released that system, there were 30 successful purchases and deliveries, all automated, like literally zero intervention from our side. And it seems like a small amount, but the impact it has, the impression that it has had on the partners is immense. And now we'll have like diapers, right? We could pretty much say we're going to have diapers available for sale. Huggies
is going to be onboarded. Additionally, also from last week's live until this, throughout this week, a couple of merchants from our community actually reach out, and I'm so happy that you guys really took the initiative in doing so, because luckily, we're going to have some of those who reached out onboarded as early as this 1.5 release. Obviously, V2 is going to be open to everybody. Anyone under the sun is going to be able to sell, I think, for V2.
Yeah, not in V1.5. It's just the proving grounds for these new features. But the V2 is as soon as possible after the V1.5. So,
yeah.
Just some background on version 2 is that we have, to get, when we launched the current version, the pre-release, we have it's pretty much one silo, so only one thing can go wrong for us, and we could immediately address it. So when we launch it for the wider community, we want to make sure that things are in place that people could easily use it and not have interruption to the service. So it just want to have like a week window, 7 days to put services online, distribute that wallet, and then get everybody onboarded. So 1.5 is kind of an intermediate release, and then shortly after, we'll be moving forward to the version 2.
You know what I just realized, Dan?
What's that?
Is that if I was just thinking, if I wanted one of those products that we have right now, most people would, like, let's say someone owns a store, right? People come in and buy something from the store, and
Yeah.
if they want one for themselves, they go to the back and they put it in their pocket and they write it down and they go home. And I was just thinking, I'm like, if I wanted one of the products that we're launching this week, and I was thinking the best way to get that product, and I'm just like, the best way to get it is order it on the wallet.
Yeah.
And I'm actually going to order something now that I think of it. I'm going to order something this week because I want to try that Illy coffee.
Okay.
And the best way for me to get it at the best price would be ordering it from the Safex wallet.
No, so Illy, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, like Illy coffee is my favorite. I'm so happy that we're gonna have that in stock.
I'm going to buy it.
And what you just said, like you want one at your house. The easiest way to get it would literally be,
even for me,
to just buy it off of the off of SafeX. And but yeah, even though you're the one who made it, supplyable, right? But on top of that, there's like hundreds of these Illy coffees.
I think we're launching a good portion. I think we're we'll have a display quantity, but we'll have
Aaron showed me a Excel spreadsheet where basically, we have a whole Walmart.
Oh well, just this week we're launching. We're only doing like I think a dozen brands, 196 total listings. Value of the product, I would say probably 1.5 million in inventory. That if you want to expand on that, that's just 196 SKUs.
Right.
You can imagine what 5,000 SKUs
like
would be.
Ivana taught me a lot about the intricate details of what goes into the calculation of GDP. And right now most of crypto is like financial services, where it's like financial services calculates to GDP, but its weight is not as high, because it's value creation. So on Safex, when you're selling products, it's actually very different than just like, it's very different than your vanilla flavored, financial services. Like on Excalibra, when people buy and sell, that is part of GDP. But when you have products that are manufactured entering the marketplace, that's GDP, like in its most valuable form, right? Like if someone made a desk from scratch and put it for sale. So like Illy created that coffee and then put it for sale, right? That is the truest form of value creation in society. So that being said, Aaron's current spreadsheet, what we're about to go online for 1.5, it has $1.5 million of inventory. Juxtapose that to $1.5 million of market cap of SafeX Cash. So it would require that.
That's where I stopped on Excel. I'm like, wait a second. I'm like,
okay,
I think that's a good start.
I see. So that's pretty funny. That's pretty smart too. So if you think about it, all those products. So why those products are there in the first place is because, statistics show, on a real world scale that these items are purchased and consumed on a regular basis, right? And so, and we're not talking, we sold the gold and diamond ring, right? I'm so happy that happened. That's pretty incredible trust of the platform. But when you're buying, what we do every day is not a gold diamond rings. What we do every day is drink coffee. We, the day-to-day kind of stuff, the commodities. And so having that there, it's your usual stuff. So if you're getting a discount on SafeX, we'd need all the currency in play. So no one should hodl. You should find who wants that product, who needs that coin at that very moment, and give it to them at the exact price that it is today, right? So instead, people are holding, right, out there. If you're mining or if you bought, you're not just injecting SafeX cash into the markets. So that, I'm anticipating, and I mean, this is not a financial advice, but my expectation is that there will be a bigger velocity and growth of SafeX cash because of the items that are available. And then that ties directly into the need for the price oracles to be in use. So the blockchain, the protocol, has a system for being able to connect your product listing to the USD price. And so if the price changes on the source, so the price peg that we're using uses Excalibra, and if there's if the price changes on Excalibra, the price will change on the product level because no one wants to pay $30 for a $10 coffee, and we also don't want to sell a $10 coffee for $5, right? So the price automatically adjusts using that system, and so with circling back to 1.5 mil worth of product, real items compared to the market cap of SafeX Cash, I think that this is something that with 1.5, with its improvements, this is something we should start promoting, pretty heavily.
What would happen if we, let's say, reach 50 mil of product listed?
So, we'd reach a bottleneck. There'd be I think that would bring a lot of strength to SafeX Cash. I think guys, you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that people would want to hold on to their coins, and they would start trying out. I think $50 million of different products. People would try it out and then realize that the true value of this platform. And it's like if just you are sourcing $50 million worth of items, imagine how strong we are going to be with a whole community side by side with us, And that reminds me of why we're doing things the way we're doing them. Because obviously, if you had your software development team, you could have built the wallet already. We're doing things methodically. Like, we don't have a point of reference to copy from. We have to build, from our own mind, right? So the main point is that we're making sure that we address the issues that other marketplaces would have.
You mentioned something about that bazaar.
Open Bazaar.
Open Bazaar. They failed.
Yeah. So Open Bazaar is a project that started around the same time as SafeX. It was just really intriguing to make a open source marketplace for crypto, because that's where the true value, I just finished talking about, the true value is selling goods and services. And so Open Bazaar is kind of like a peer-to-peer. You have to leave the wallet open. It doesn't have a blockchain. And the main issue that I heard from others was that there was no solid product catalog there. It was just only amateur sellers, and it didn't seem like a place that was, if you went there, you could buy and get it shipped. You know what I mean? So that's, Aaron,
that's where 1.5 comes in, really. We're basically setting the structure for V2 so that the everyday average merchant will be able to come on board and have the proper structure in place for them to succeed as a merchant, and as a merchant specifically on SafeX.market.
Well, think about the buyers, right? People want to buy and be successful, so you want a strong like Aaron, it's the whole community will realize if they haven't already how important you are to this whole success of this platform because one of the first things that I was looking for was a merchandising team. You know what I mean? And you know this inside out. And so you fulfilled this massive need to have stuff to buy, right? So people, when you have a huge list of stuff, and you're going to the shopping mall. Why do you go to the shopping mall? Why are stores all next to each other? Because when you go shopping, you need the shirt from there, you need the pants from there, the socks from here, and that's the whole point. That you don't have like one store in this, and then 5 miles away you have another store. So the same thing is if you want to be selling your products, you want people coming in for the usual stuff, and then also browsing around for everything else. You see what I'm saying?
Well,
So
yeah,
product selection.
absolutely. Well, right now, let me ask you guys. If you were looking for something in specific and you found it on SafeX.market at this point in time, right now, would you be concerned about receiving that good, right? Those goods, or would you feel confident? Would you feel confident that if you order something from SafeX.market at its current state, you're going to get it? And that's really that's really what we tried to do. And I believe the answer would be, right now, everyone in our community will feel confident enough that if they buy something, they know they're going to get it.
Yeah.
Because so far we have an extremely high success rate of getting the packages. Forget about speed.
It's 100%.
It's getting to the customers, and that's exactly what you just said. Open Bazaar didn't have that reliability. Right now we're extremely reliable, and that's what we wanted to iron out. Step one is that if you order something from SafeX.market, you're going to get it. It's going to get delivered to your house, and now we have that buyer's trust.
So there's a question that says the total offer of 15 million, it's 1.5 million. $1.5 million of product doesn't affect the price. People have to want to buy those products first. But what I said was those products are already heavily in demand. Like it's the things that 1 out of 10 people on earth are going to the store to buy on a regular basis. You see what I mean? So that's absolutely correct. People would have to want demand for those products, but there's already demand. And then the competing price is the other part. You see what I mean? So you learn how to use this futuristic currency.
It's a liquidity pool.
Well, effectively, it could be. You could basically go to SafeX Market and stock the shelves of your store.
And you can sell it for cash. It's just basically.
Exactly. So then another dude, hey, I'm not sure what issue you're having with staking tokens because everyone's able to stake. You should ask in the forum, forum.safex.org. So then I agree that to attract people to the marketplace is the actual job, right, that we need to do. So yeah, that's like the biggest news, and that's really exciting for us. The development's coming to fruition, and a nice, massive product catalog coming online.
Oh, thank God. We worked with that single brand, like we said. It wasn't just about the flashlight, as some of you guys thought. It was just about the testing the brand. Small brand with a small selection, good quality product that had no variation, and then it worked. So now we'll do 12 brands, and then we'll do 100 brands, and then we'll move into the variation features, and then we're just going to be a full-on, just a humongous product selection, that's what I'm excited for, and also V2 to see what all you guys have for sale, which is going to be super exciting to add to the mix. A whole bunch of unique items that will be not necessarily 2,000 quantity of a single SKU. Probably you guys will have different types of products with different kind of quantity available in different geographical areas. That's going to be super, super cool. We're going to have a really amazing marketplace then.
Yeah. No, so far it's been remarkable. I'm really excited about how it's grown. These are like dreams coming true over here. just like a few more tweaks on 1.5, and we'll be ready to publish it. So we have tons of job applicants to work for us, but I said this in the last video, the last live. The thing is that onboarding people, people are the core of a company, right? Like doing stuff for the company. But the thing is, when it comes to crypto and people, everybody wants $1 trillion. It's nonsense. Like the people with zero experience in crypto, but they're experienced in other fields. They show up to this business and they just they're wow, like pay me $1 trillion, blah blah blah, and then you hand them the computer and they could barely do anything at all. They it's like teaching a kindergartner to play baseball. They're doing t-ball. You know what I mean? So onboarding is a really serious endeavor. um, and I'm already a fabulous programmer. So I basically, we looked at our applicants, looked at our experience, and we're like looking at these systems for, to integrate the automation and stuff like that, realizing like, I could just take care of all of it. And we're bet, the risk was to get these systems working, like a lot of the delays that, if you're following the project for years, a lot of the delays is the people. You hire people, they tell you they're going to do things, you trust them, and then 3 months later they're not doing it, and then you lost 3 months. You're everyone is you said, she said, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? So when I looked at the systems that we're talking about right now, I realized, hey, I could spend 2 months, trying to bet on people, or we could spend 2 months actually finishing the code and getting this stuff online this year. And then for next year, we have a perfect layout for, then we'll spend time onboarding people. They could look at the systems that I had built, and they can improve on them and scale them for mass consumption. So I think that's literally the most, that turned out to be the best decision ever, right? Like we'd be sitting right here right now. You hire a new person and they're, oh, I got a new job, I gotta visit this, I gotta talk to this
That's the
person.
problem because there's always,
It's a whole month before we would start. It'd be weeks before we'd finish the interview process. So, and then it'd be today, we'd just be getting started with some people. So like we started getting applicants in September. So here we are 2 months later, and then, we'd be just getting started, and then the holidays are coming
we
up.
would be in
And
a totally different business.
give me
We would
a
be
break.
we would be in
Yeah.
the business of managing other people
And
as
and
opposed
and
to,
yeah. So scaling the company will occur, but all this stuff that we were doing, obviously, I think that it could be much greater with more people involved, but we have to also be realistic that we have to be realistic with wanting to build things, see them working, and uh, you know, and then and then uh, and then see these things in action, and then um, and then develop a company around it, hire a lot of people all together than just a few people. The mobile app, so we started work on a mobile wallet, and again, it came down to, are we gonna, do we have time to um, get these systems that I already know I can build and manage people. It's one or the other. It's not both. You see what I mean? So either I'm coding and I could trust myself to get things done, or we're hiring people and then we're gambling. So I didn't want to gamble. I wanted to see these things come online. I didn't want Aaron to waste time. He put in a ton of effort into these partnerships, that, you know, the systems that are delivering product in real time every time, I built them already, and you know, Aaron motivated that to be built, and then I'm sitting there saying, "Hey, Aaron, you know what? I don't need to hire another person. I could put this all together. I think that this is already valuable enough that I should put my time to guarantee that we will have it." You see what I mean? So, and then here we are. My systems are delivering from the so far 3 brands, and there's a dozen brands that are going to be injected into that system right now. And thanks to you guys for buying this stuff and checking it out and proving that it works. So congratulations and thank you. And you know, this is it. So a couple more questions. Yeah. So that was, will there be censorship in V2 for all the products? So, so the point is there's a API layer, and anyone can host that API layer, and that's for like sorting products. So like, you know, you won't be able to post things that are illegal. You know, so that being said, you know, the word censorship, like I would say curation more so than censorship. You know, because the reason, you know, it's an open system because what's illegal somewhere might not be illegal elsewhere, etc. But having access to those things is where you draw the line, right? So um, yeah. So good questions about wrapped SafeX Cache. Um, so just no more updates right now, but you know, this is something that you know, tomorrow is some meetings, you know, it's moving along. Now, so yeah, 1.5 is still US based products, and obviously V2 will start having international vendors and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. Some of the community members actually that I'm talking with on a daily right now. Some of them are overseas, so we're just ironing out their immediate, their most reliable geographical area, and potentially they may even be, some of their products may even be live in 1.5, but those will kind of be those will be labeled an exception. So. But yeah, I encourage you guys, if you're a merchant and you want to know how you can integrate ahead of, as soon as possible, even when we don't have, even when it's a little bit raw of a version, like 1.5, please send me a message, and we'll get things rolling for you if it's feasible. Um, I'm definitely, I told you guys last week, I'm putting in the time to help you guys, specifically for those cases. So send me a message if you didn't already, and let's get your products live. Um, it's going to be great. This week is going to be a good one. I can feel it.
Yeah, we definitely have prepared very thoroughly. Um, yeah, and then there was the Miami Crypto Conference. There was some conference here. Saw the crypto bulls. Met up with Max. We spent a lot of good time. Max is a pretty incredible guy. He's been around since like the very beginnings of crypto, so we always have a lot to talk about. Saw Tom Smith from SafeMoon. Um, you know, met some of the crew from SafeMoon during this trip. That was fun. And
Yeah, Dan always puts me into these exciting situations. It's like, you come in for a regular day, and then we go for lunch, and then we have a security detail in the back and in the front and in the side every time. I would go like wander off for a minute, and they're like, reshaping the. That was a fun experience.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Being tailed by 4 people, that was a lot of fun. It was really cool. It just shows you where, where the people, in the immediate network have gotten to right now, that it requires that kind of security measures in place. It was a lot of fun. That was a
So
fun conference.
yeah, and you know, there's a question there. How does a 1.5 know that I'm one of the 1,000? So the one of 1,000 You won't be selling on version 1.5. You'll be selling on version 2, which will shortly follow the 1.5. But the thing is that the one of 1,000, we have your email address so we can communicate to you directly any kind of content or guidance. And also, you'll receive that starter package, if that matters to you. But I think, to drop the barrier to entry, you could have 1,000 tokens and 10 SFX on us. Um, so, you'll receive an email and you'll supply us with the with your address, and we'll send you those coins. Besides any other invitations that will come through on that through that channel. Can you do a product review after the purchase? Yeah, absolutely. So there is the feedback system. It's just I haven't exposed that in the wallet. Just it's like an additional pathway that it's kind of like the price oracles being inside the merchant area, for example, and like the fact that like I don't know if you realize, but the wallet, the merchant area is there. It's just commented out. So the wallet that you download, the pre-release, like the code for selling is there. Just there's a comment on the tab for selling. It's not a complex restriction. So it's actually. I mean, for me, it's a little ironic, but the reality is that the same with the providing feedback on every purchase. So if you already bought something, you'll still be able to put feedback soon, like into the future. So like your feedback ability stays with you. In other words.
Nice.
Yeah. So I think this will be a quick one. We already covered the bases that we wanted in terms of the incredible news. Look out for Illy, Huggies, right?
Yeah, I'll make every time we get a brand, every time we launch I don't know, they're being clusters because each one is a different situation. But as we release the cluster of brands, we'll probably drop that information so you guys can go check it out. Also, the 1.5 looks a little different, looks a lot cooler. That was really cool. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, the layout of the products.
Yeah.
And then the Max was over here. He literally had the physical NFT, that curio card. He had it in physical form, and these are from Max as well. And then they're still listed that Marisol Vengus. So Max is Marisol Vengus.
Max is Marisol Vengus.
Yeah,
huh?
he already disclosed that. But the point is, that there is there's already we have the number 4 from that series. So he has it in like a plexiglass thingy. So there's a question about the migration. So the thing from the migration is like the majority of the community that has been active, are not really in favor of, it's twofold. Most people who migrated and followed along, don't feel like, the bulk of the group. So there's that, but then the other factor is keeping the migration keys active. I have to protect them. I have to deal with that system and run it and stuff like that. And that's, that's super time consuming. It's not a simple matter to, and not a whole lot of people, but plenty of people. It's not like everyone who missed the migration shows up, in one day, and then you could process everybody. It never happened like that. People just show up out of the blue and are like, oh, I had this, you know what I mean? We always knew that Safe Exchange coin was a proxy coin to be used to enter a new blockchain. So it's like it's prohibitive to keep the migration going. It just, if I kept doing migration, it seems like a small thing, but if you really realize how much has to go into making these projects, like, there are projects out there that don't even have a GitHub. There's projects out there that just, literally, like most projects that you're seeing, like these Shiba Inus and stuff, they literally just copy pasted, 500 lines of code or even 200 lines of code to, and then launched the coin, and then used decentralized exchanges. And it's like, that's good and great, for whatever it is that they're trying to do there. But we have a blockchain that is super complex, has tens of thousands of lines of modification and customization to expose a marketplace protocol. We had a wallet for Bitcoin and Omni, a bridge between the Bitcoin and Omni into the SafeX. We have a wallet, a graphical wallet, a command line wallet, an RPC wallet. We have a bridge between the JavaScript environment and the C++ environment of the wallet. Countless services between Bitcoin, SafeX, and the world. This is like probably like 100,000 lines of code developed by dozens of people over the last 3-4 years. It's like, and all for what? For a decentralized marketplace. So, and it's like we've been vocal and active without end for all those years, and we are now, and we continue to be. So it's just, I just can't imagine how someone could have missed a whole 1 year window of opportunity to have converted their tokens. And then, the price of the tokens is so, if the tokens are so, if they're so in demand, well, I don't know why people sell so aggressively. It just makes absolutely no sense. But the fact that they do is a massive opportunity to replenish any tokens that may have been lost. Like literally, a million tokens would cost like $12,000. Like average price was like 1.2 cents. Now it's like a quarter of a cent. So 12,000, 2,500 for a million. It's pretty wild. And it's like, I guess if those people who are selling, if they were able to evaluate a project, they would realize that, at the point where the most production has occurred and the most value will be extracted from this system, versus when they got in 3-4 years ago, when the least amount of value was created. It's just the idea was shown, the fact that I'm going to go ahead and do this idea, and then the fact that we finished it, and then to be selling today when it's finished. So, yeah. Most people, the whole Discord group was just like, just like this puking emoji. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think it'd be awesome to have been able to migrate every single person, but it's just not realistic to keep. So I'm just taking this opportunity to explain, probably for the first time, my stance on the migration. That I'm with you, but at the same time, it's a massive trade-offs what to do. You know what I mean? Like, we really needed your support all the time. Where have you gone? But here we are. Thank you so much. Yeah. Aaron, anything you wanted to add?
I think this week's drops is gonna speak for itself. We don't really even need to do it. Like, I'm just so excited because there's really not much else to do other than to just let you guys see what accomplish
Keep
this week.
mining.
It's gonna
Keep
be
mining.
really, it's
Yeah.
gonna be an amazing week. I'm super pumped. Well,
Yes.
everything that we've been busting for the last couple of weeks, months, it's gonna be given to you guys this week. A lot of it's gonna be given to you guys this week. It's gonna be really fun. Let's let this week's drops speak for itself.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah. I don't see any other questions for us.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you so much. And again, anyone that didn't already send me a message, that's a merchant that that wants some information, guidance, or anything like that to get onboarded sooner than anyone else, please send me a message. I'm excited to talk to you.
One thing.
Yeah.
One thing was just to with the graphics cards.
Oh, so the graphics cards.
Not to leave that issue.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we sent the wire over to overseas. It turns out some of our runners, and they were able to get more money for the product. We were, we could get them, for retail. However, the prices were not honored of what we basically negotiated. So the money has been returned. So we're not getting those graphics cards at incredible prices, but we will have some Black Friday deals for you that are going to be equivalent in value. But the graphics cards are no longer en route from overseas.
Yeah, basically, market caught up with us as we were, trying to get them. So, but we'll make up for it in other ways, and I think more relevant to our network ways. So.
Yeah, definitely that product.
So, yeah, I think we covered pretty much all the ground that we could have perceived of.
Absolutely. Guys, it's been good.
Ready? See you all later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.